All right, and welcome to the first episode of Legend TV. My name is Mick Chillin. I am a legend just like you, and I've put together Legend TV just to give you a little bit of information about the current goings on of the Legend token on the Solana network. So we'll be going through a few things in this episode one, just to give you an understanding of where the project's at, where it's been, and where it's going. But above my head, you can see today's date is January 5th, 2025. So if you're watching this in a few days, just know that all of this information might be a little bit out of date. The market cap of Legend currently sits around that $87,000 mark. Bitcoin sitting at 98,000 or a touch over, and Solana sitting at 218. Now, we're going to be looking at a couple of charts over on the side here, and we'll just take a quick look before we get onto Legend just at Bitcoin. So you can see it's been in a bit of an uptrend for the last 7 days. So ever since New Year's, it's sort of come up about 10%. Same sort of thing happening with Solana over the last 7 days. You can see that climb. Some people have suggested it's been a little bit of tax harvesting, but either way, it is looking good heading into the American presidential inauguration. Of course, we're getting rid of Gary Gensler, so that's also going to be good for crypto as a whole. And they do say a rising tide lifts all boats. Not always the case, especially with meme coins, but this project, the Legend project, is definitely one that you should keep on your radar if you haven't got in already. Now, before I kick on too much, I would just want to let you know that this is not financial advice. This is just my opinion and some of the information that you might sort of find helpful when you're making a decision whether to buy Legend or hold Legend or even sell Legend. So that's what we'll be looking at throughout these Legend TV episodes. Now, if we look at Legend, this is the Legend chart here, and you can see it doesn't look impressive. If you were following a tweet from one of our raiders and you came across to Legend and you looked at this, you went, all right, it's topped here at about $3.5 million market cap, and then it has gone down ever since. Now, there is a story to it, and if you haven't heard the story, I'm going to go through it fairly quickly, but you can find out more information within our Telegram group. But basically what happened is the project was awesome, obviously. To be a pump fund token and get to a $3.5 million market cap within the first sort of week, 10 days is pretty impressive. We held there, and then there was this sell-off, which every project has a bit of a sell-off after such a massive 2 weeks. And then, unfortunately, just as we started to turn, the dev, and I'm not going to be harsh with him, but the dev sort of ran out of ideas and started speaking to another dev that he knew and was convinced that amalgamating the two projects, the old dev and the Legend dev, amalgamating their projects together would be a great idea. Unfortunately, the Legend community wasn't consulted, and it created a little bit of an issue. There was some FUD that came along with it, as you can imagine, when you wake up and you find out that you've been notified that it's now time to migrate your tokens over to this new project that will be launching 10 days, 2 weeks away. There was a lot of FUD. People started to sell. Possibly the devs sold their wallet before the announcement was made, and there was a bleed out, basically. Now, once those wallets were migrated over, so people who felt like that was their only option, they started to send their tokens across to this other project, leaving the Legends behind. And unfortunately, what that meant for the tokens that were migrated over is that they were then sold to recoup some money for this new project. And you can see we bottomed out here. And at this point, this is where the CTO took over. This is where the community of Legends took over. And you can see here, we've still got 577 ledgers holding strong. And we have been fighting a bit of a battle. So let me just stretch this out here. So the project bottomed at 20K. You could have picked it up at a 21K market cap, somewhere down here. There was a pump here. And some people realized that heading into what was a very bad deal for the migration, there was a dilution of the Legend tokens. It's all documented within our Telegram. But basically, it was a bad deal. The Legends that held on, they may have thought, well, I can get 4 times as much money, essentially, and I can just get in on the pre-sale of this other project rather than migrate their tokens. So not only were we fighting the migrated tokens that were being sold off, but along here we've also been fighting, I suppose, tokens being sold off in order to create money for a pre-sale. But the CTO has held strong. A team has started to formulate. And when I say a team, we're Legends. It's more a league of legends. We've got guys getting in, taking over Twitter, guys getting in, ramping up Legends on TikTok, and it's really looking good for the future. So over these last sort of 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 days, the project has been what you would call a descending wedge, or a bull flag. So we've gone up here. The selling pressure has started to dissipate. It's not quite as strong, and now we're looking to drive it up. But like I said, if you came to this chart and you looked at it here, you would say, what is going on? And you possibly wouldn't get in. Now, let me show you another chart. This is GigaChad. So this was in the first month of GigaChad. Now, if you're in crypto, you've heard of GigaChad. GigaChad peaked out here. That would be about let's say $1.2 million market cap there after about 10 days. Had a drop down, the drawdown, up, and then it started to climb here at $120,000 market cap. Now, if we look back at Legend, all right, so if you knew that you could get in, well, quite possibly that would have been our trajectory from here if it wasn't for the FUD. So we would have kicked on here, similar to GigaChad. So we would have taken off from here, like GigaChad. But unfortunately, there was that migration, a little bit of FUD, all that sort of stuff. So basically what you're doing is you are getting a great deal at the moment, because if you look at GigaChad, someone bought GigaChad here at one point. That's not even one. That's 130 grand, 120 grand. You could have got in if you bottomed it there. So let's have a look what happens here. Okay, you're happy now. Okay, you're glad you bought down here. A couple months later. Okay, so I think you can see what's happening here with GigaChad. Now, the reason I show you this is because if you want to make money in crypto, there's a couple of options. You can sell at the high and then buy at the low. Sell at the high, buy at the low. Sell at the high, buy at the low. Sell at the high, buy at the low. No one's doing that. Not even these guys that are dominating GigaChad are doing that. The guys that are holding from here and holding to here are the real winners. Now let me show you one of the wallets that I had a look at in GigaChad. So this guy here, he's in at number 10. He's got 0.67 of the supply, and you can see that comes in at $5.5 million. So I'm going to open up his wallet. So remember, 0.67 of the supply of Legend would cost you about $600 at the moment. So let's see what 0.67 of the supply gets him. So he's got 65 million GigaChad. Now let's have a look at his buy history. So 1 year ago, he bought GigaChad on the 16th. This is his first purchase. Dollar cost average over the month. Let me see. 16th. Here we go. Here he is here. Bought in here. This is the current purchase we're looking at. Traded Monk. Never heard of Monk. So Monk on the day, $853. No, sorry, 940 on the day. Got Solana. Swapped that 10 Solana on the day, $964 worth of Solana, and bought 9.5 million GigaChad, which is currently worth $800,000. Hasn't sold it. Turned $900 of Monk into $804,000 of GigaChad. That's just one of his buys. Let's have a look. That was this one. Then he had that one, this one, this one, this one. The one sale he's made 4 months ago. Let's have a look. So 4 months ago, sold 1 million. 1 million of his 65 million. So what's that, 1.5%? Currently worth 84,000. On the day, 4 months ago, it was only worth 15,000. Might have had to buy his wife a car, whatever. But he's hodled for that whole amount of time. So that's an opportunity that this guy has taken in GigaChad, getting in early. So again, just having a look at this chart. Got in here, couple of dollar cost averages here, was probably freaking out at this point. They've put in Monk, $800 a Monk here. Monk here is probably worth 10% more, but now he's got 80% less in GigaChad, but he held. And there it goes. Still holding. Still holding. You can see what I'm trying to say here. Not financial advice, of course, but sometimes you've just got to get a project, get in early, and hodl. So having said that, let's take a look now at what you can do to be a legend. Now, if you've been into our Telegram, so let's just take a look at Telegram. So you can see Telegram, we've got 1,111 members. Now in here is where you get a lot of good stuff. Just meeting other legends, which is always good. You can go into the group info. You can get to know who our mods are. So P. Biller, we got, who else is in here? Big Hitter, not a mod yet, but definitely a legend. Herminator's always in there. Dude Pizza Bro, mod. Really, he's the driving force behind the CTO. So big shout out to Dude Pizza Bro. He knew that the legend ticker was too good to give up, and he's been a big driving force. We got Cash Bull, always in there. Rose, she'll kick you out if you're an idiot. Fuji's our TikTok man. Marley J, the crypto poet, man, I thought he was a bot. He's rating that hard. Fuck that, new to the scene, or sorry, fuck that, new to the scene, but definitely a legend. Wingman, it's too many legends to mention one by one. What else do I want to tell you? The raids. So if you've got Twitter, I mean, if you're into crypto and you don't have Twitter, I don't know what's going on. So let's have a look. Here's our Legend Twitter. So Legend Twitter, have a look. There it is. Legend, where is it? LEGENDonSolana. So you're going to make sure whenever you're trying to track us down or follow our links or buy the token, whatever, you've got to make sure you go to the source, get the correct address, get the correct code, get the correct contract, whatever. Just make sure you go to the right source. So this is our Legend CTO banner here, and you can see that we've got some awesome content. Now, this content is all created with our own meme generator. Check this one out. So this one, I haven't liked it. I haven't reposted it, and I haven't made a comment. So I'm going to show you how simple it is. So if you've got Twitter and you've been hanging back thinking, well, I don't know if I want to raid. What if someone sees me raid? Blah, blah. Come on, it's time to be a legend. So all I got to do to like this, bang, done. Liked it. Repost, easy. Now this is on my desktop. I have been doing all this stuff on my my phone, so it's a little bit different. Now I want to show you how simple it is to create an awesome, or I'm not even going to create one with the meme generator. I'm just going to pull one that's ready made. So I go back to our Telegram. Now in Telegram, we've got, what can I say? We've got, have a look at this. Okay, I'm just going to go into the photos here on the side. So I've got the group info. I'm going to pull up a photo. First, let me just check out what was that post about? Okay, so here we go. Big P Legend. So Marley J, like I say, he's been rating like a bot, and he's posted this. I could go in here and just put Legend is the ticker. All right, let's see. Legend is the ticker. Now, whenever you do a raid, you also want to put the little ticker, $legend. Now, I like imagery, so I'm going to take an image. Let's see, I'm going to take an image from here. Now, there's so many. Look at this. I'm going to pull this up. Why not? Copy, copy. Now I'm just going to go back to my Twitter, and I'm going to go paste. There it is, reply. I've now rated, and the reason I'm telling you this is because in episode 2, I'm going to be giving away $100 worth of Legend, and I'll explain that in the next episode. But what is going to get you in the running for $100 worth of Legend is to be a raider. The way I'm going to set it up, I'm going to draw a number. That number is going to determine which of the Legend official, so at our LEGENDonSolana tweets, so let's say number 3. So I go down to the 3rd post. Bang, here it is. So any one of the 6 people that made a comment here are in the running for $100. Now, let's just say I go number 3, 4. Okay, so now we're going to go down and check the 4th one. Ooh, Zen of the Den, you're out of the running. That's an ad. 2, 3, 4. Shoes 88. Now, this is just a trial run. Shoes 88 would now be getting himself $100 worth of Legend because he put in Legend is ready and primed. So this is just a way of encouraging you to be a raider, because you know what? Those guys back in the day at Giga Chad were out there doing it. They were out there raiding. So episode 1 is just a little recap on where we're at, just understanding the chart, knowing that big things are coming, and just encouraging you to get into Telegram, be active, and more importantly, get in on the raids, especially the one there at our official Telegram, our official X account. So LEGENDonSolana, make sure you go in there, check all the tweets, make sure you're liking them, reposting them, and adding a comment, because the winner of the 100 Legend tokens in the episode 2 will come from one of these tweets. All right, Legends, keep being awesome. Some big news coming in episode 2, and I will see you there. Stay a legend.